Hey, what's up everybody? It's TrapGoku, YouTube's favorite Super Saiyan, coming back with another live video discussion. Today, we're going to be implementing something that's old, but kind of giving it a new spin. As you know, on my channel, I once had a podcast that I started, well, semi-started, called the Higher Thoughts Podcast, where I kind of came on and talked about a myriad of topics and different subjects like that. But today, I'm kind of going to be reinventing that by bringing it back and kind of, you know what I'm saying, giving it to you guys in smaller, more digestible bites of like 10-minute to 15-minute bites. Because, you know, doing the whole like hour-long thing is kind of tough, but we're gonna see how it goes, and I'm gonna try and make sure that, you know, I get some good audio for this and everything. So without further ado, welcome to the first episode of the new Higher Thoughts, you know, I guess talkathon / show. LOL, I really don't know what to call this, but it is what it is. But the first thing I wanted to start off this show is kind of with something that's kind of been a big controversy lately and has been taking the space by storm, especially the gaming space, is kind of the meltdown that happened on G4TV a couple weeks ago. So if you guys don't know, G4TV is back from the dead. It was a variety gaming show where they would show different acts, countdowns, sketch comedy a little bit, and, you know, just overall just a hub for gamers to talk about gamers, gaming news, and just celebrate different milestones in gaming. Well, as it's been revived, I think it ended back in 2013 and they just revived it either late last year or early this year. It has a couple of notable YouTube stars such as Gerard Dragon Rider Khalil, aka the Completionist. You got my boy the Black Hokage on there, and another host who I wasn't too familiar with, but she apparently has a pretty big esports background, Froskin, or India Black. And that's who's the main focus, not main focus, but that's really where the point of this controversy starts, is with Miss Black, or Frosk as she's goes by. Frosk was in a gaming section called Grievances with Gaming, in which the host would talk about the different things that really made them upset with gaming. In that, Frosk used this to kind of make a platform and kind of make a soapbox for herself to kind of talk about sexism in gaming, which honestly, you know, you thought it was going to go somewhere, but it actually just turned into what seems to be just a blatant attack on the audience, where she kind of used this paintbrush statements to kind of basically, you know, paint the audience as sexist and just a whole bunch of other things I'm not going to get into, all because they pointed out that she made a mistake on reporting something earlier in the show. Now, the thing is, you know, and this is the thing I have kind of issues with, is two things I have issues with in this situation. Thing number one, you know, you never want to attack your fans, you know, just because, you know, people don't agree with what you're saying or how you say it or whatever. That's them, you know, they have a right to believe and say however they feel. That's what being free means, you know what I'm saying? But when you take it a step further and you kind of like, you know, use like what, you know, a small percentage of your fans say to you on message boards and chat rooms and stuff, people you don't know, people you don't even know exist or real, they could be bots for all you know, literally attack you, and you use that to like paint your whole audience as something. It's really bad, and it really is just that generalization and that just lack of ignorance just shows a complete, like, I guess, tone deaf reality and perception that you kind of carry around. And I think you owe your community and G4 and everyone else an apology. Thing number two that really sets me off is just the blatant hypocrisy behind this situation. And it comes in two forms. One is, you know, most of the hosts up there, I personally know the Black Hokage, you know, I watch his channel, I've been subscribed for a while now. And, you know, he was one cheering her on about sexism. But, you know, as it's come out, multiple videos, and even I can attest, you know, he has multiple videos where he's like talking about women in not so much of a negative light, you know, talking about, you know, different things, different very charged sexual things that, you know, Frost was condemning in her, you know, gaming grievances. He's done, and it's on video all throughout his channel. Literally, that's how I found him, was literally a trolling video where he was literally saying like racist and sexist stuff to different people. I knew it was a joke, but you know, you can't just sit here in that same vein and tell other people not to do something and you're doing it. And the same thing I had to apply to Frost. It's like, anyone who's been on the internet has said some crazy stuff. We've all, you know, been in an Xbox lobby or been online and we've talked some trash to somebody or said some, you know, not so favorable things or things we know we wouldn't repeat in front of our mothers and grandmothers. And to sit up there and kind of just condemn these people who are your fans, who are actually taking the time out of their day to tune into your show, whether negative or positive, is really lame, really just a entirely low blow. And it kind of shows like just the personality, and then the fact that you can't take criticism. It really shows that kind of like you gotta just, your head is a little too far in your butt, if you get what I'm saying. And it's starting to smell, your face is starting to smell like poo, because now the chinks in the armor are coming out. You people have multiple, you know, interactions, screenshot interactions of you just being completely just non-practical, non-logical, and in any debates. You know, you've deleted your tweets, like literally Twitter nuked your whole Twitter. There's no original tweets from you from any of the situation, and anytime anyone's reached out to debate, you've deflected or disappeared. So it's really just not a good look for you. And I feel like this needs to be noted by developers and companies that, you know what I'm saying, we do not want these type of people to be a part of the gaming community and a part of the gaming sphere, because like for them to just cost all this damage and for them to be able to just attack the community and auto insert their own insecurities about things that no one can control other than you yourself, you know what I'm saying, things that you're responsible for, you know, that's on you, and you can't just bring that into a professional setting and then use it as a segue to auto insert your own political or, you know, outlandish ideals, you know, for the sake of pushing a narrative. And I mean, like, that's the whole point that this kind of like seemingly to me comes down to, is pushing a narrative for the sake of pushing a narrative. And it's really disgusting, and it really shows just how far these people will go, especially with, you know, the whole silencing of the chat, and, you know, they were censoring the chat, censoring people's comments, even people who weren't even like laying her out, just making straight criticism. You know, they've gone out of their way to censor comments and protect the G4 team, specifically Frost, for the comments she made. And I feel like it's starting to show that these companies, they don't want criticism, they don't want you to have an ideal, they don't want you to think for yourself. It's either you need to agree with us or don't watch our content, don't watch anything we have. Either you're with us or against us, and that's in all things. And I feel like that's a very childish way to kind of look at the world. That's a very childish way to look at people, because like I said, that's what makes people unique, is that they can think for themselves and forge their own ideas and opinions. And I feel like that's the real crime, when you start trying to dictate to people how to act, feel, and carry themselves. Anyway, this has been part of TrapGoku's new Higher Thoughts, you know, podcast, episode 1, I guess. So if you guys really like this new format I'm trying out, where I'm just kind of talking a lot more and, you know, giving small little bites, well, it kind of seems like a regular video now, huh? Well, anyway, guys, next time I'm going to be talking about a myriad of content. Join me next time, where hopefully I'll be able to get into what's going on with Sony's situation. But until then, guys, peace out. Thank you for the first episode. Hold it down, everybody.